Day 2 of racing here at Mondello Park in Ireland for the RX150s. Chrissy Palmer has been the man to beat this season, but he was in the walls yesterday with a couple of spins, and in a hard race, Kurt Langley and Mark Scott battled ahead of him. Langley ended up in the tyres, although he did recover, and it was Mark Scott who came through to score a first victory of the season. After qualifying, it's Kurt Langley, though, who tops the points. Steve Jones and Mark Scott behind, and Chrissy Palmer only 5th. He's having a difficult day, although he was fastest in Q3. The final then is good to go. Yesterday, the circuit was run in the anti-clockwise direction. It is clockwise today with Kurt Langley on pole, Steve Jones alongside, and then it's Mark Scott. Georgia Shields on row 2 with Chrissy Palmer for company. Brett Harris and Jake Taylor rounding out the grid, but missing is Mark Scott. He's not there on the outside of the front row as the lights go green and we go racing. Demon start by Palmer and contact right from the word go, and that, by the look of it, is 89 Brett Harris getting involved. There was another as well. Was it Taylor or was it Georgia Shields? We'll see in a moment, because either way you've got two of them already in strife. Opposite race control as well, and the leaders lean on each other as Kurt Langley tries to get up alongside Chrissy Palmer. Can't find a way by, but as they hit the loose, then now it is game on between them. Chrissy Palmer up front. Down they come to the tarmac. This is the Southside Motor Factors right-hander, and you've got there Kurt Langley running in second spot. Now the casualties of that rather contentious start have got going, albeit rather badly delayed. Stephen Jones is third, so now Palmer is looking for win number 3 of the season. And in the dust is Kurt Langley, who is staying with him, and this is perhaps the most impressive element of all of this. Palmer, you get used to seeing dominating, and he goes wide and he has a spin! Right the way around he goes. He went wide and hit the dust. Palmer rejoins, but that has cost him dear. This is a very unusual weekend. Yesterday he was in the wars. Something is not right in that car, it would appear, this weekend. So Chrissy Palmer continues in the race, albeit having dropped back, and the question now is whether he can retaliate enough to be able to take second place. A win might be out of the question given the pace that Langley has. There is Georgia Shields battling on. And Stephen Jones set for third position, perhaps a bit lonely at the moment. His pace puts him in no man's land, really. Not quite as quick as the top drivers, but equally he's always clear of the back of the field. Across the loose goes Kurt Langley then. Stephen Jones pushing on behind him in second spot as he heads towards the right at Irish Ferry's corner. These 954cc bike engine cars, very spectacular. They weigh next to nothing, and they're a real handful for the drivers. Everybody who's ever raced one says what fun they are, because performance per pound, there's nothing to equal them in Rallycross, and you're always working hard behind the wheel. We've had a number of the supercar drivers start off in RX150s. It's a great training ground, and it doesn't cost a fortune to come and race them either. So there is Kurt Langley. He makes his way again to the loose part of the circuit. Now up towards the right at Irish Ferries. He's on the dirt once again here. Chrissy Palmer is the other one to keep an eye to if you see the red car in the background trying to play catch-up. There is Jones back towards the tarmac, and there is Palmer hustling on behind him. So Chrissy Palmer massively frustrated that the weekend is unravelling for him. Race order at the moment. Kurt Langley racing through, clear at the moment of the Palmer and then Jones duo. And Kurt Langley looking good here. Started on pole position. His task eased a little bit in all of this by the non-starter Mark Scott. There is Chrissy Palmer on the loose, so he doesn't joker, of course. The joker is taken by Steve Jones in the background. Into Irish Ferry's corner goes Chrissy Palmer. There's a good fight going on here, look, as well, because Kurt Langley has got himself onto the back of Georgia Shields. That's for Lappery, though. Georgia Shields delayed in that contretemps at the start. As they come over the timing line, you see the speed differential. So, onto the last lap goes the race leader, Kurt Langley, looking good. And this will be a first victory. He's actually only been on the podium a couple of times in the past, earlier this weekend. Or is it going to be a win? Because look, out of nowhere, Chrissy Palmer is here, almost alongside him. He was on the inside line but couldn't make it stick. He maintains the momentum through Irish Ferry's corner, and suddenly we have got a different motor race on our hands for one more corner, and the drag to the line. Palmer throws it up the inside, leans on Langley, they touch! Langley spins, Palmer's got damage, but can he stagger to the flag? He can. What about Langley? He recovers for second, but only just, and Chrissy Palmer wins at the last corner. Wow, punctured tyre, but he had enough in hand, enough momentum to get to the line ahead of Steve Jones for second and Kirk Langley third. After all that, Chrissy Palmer does come through to win. Kirk Langley second and Steve Jones third. Georgia Shields are lap down for fourth place at the end of an all-action race for the RX150s. So Chrissy Palmer's championship lead increases, but up to second is Kirk Langley, up to third is Jake Taylor. Well, the RX150 drivers get their breath back.